be keeping an eye on is Paddy Dow, who's lining up smack bang in the guts here as we're about to get underway here. Round 3, VFL Smithies action. Umpire smacks the ball into the turf, and it's Moyle who wins the first tap. Tackle laid early by the Blues. Dow hovering around this one. Neither team able to win really clean possession. Little handball over the top. Murkoff chasing back for the Blues. Suns might win the first clearance. No, they don't. Little handball over the top. Hurst for the Blues. He's got time and space. Handball inside. Here's Dow. Weaves out of one. Back to Hurst. Cottrell. He's going to play that main wing position. Crocker, he's going to be a big target for the Blues today. Fist out the back, around about 25 metres out from the Carlton goal. Cottrell calling for the football back, and there's going to be a free kick going the way of Carlton. I think it was for a sling. Yeah, I think dangerous tackle, just held off the football. I think it was Mac Andrews who's given away the free kick, and the Blues will line up for their first shot at goal, and it'll be Joel Trudgeon. So just under a minute gone here, first quarter. It'll be Joel Trudgeon. 45-degree angle. Might want to aim this one at the right-hand goalpost here. That's where he goes. It's going to stay out there, though. A couple of players go up for this one. It's going to go off hands and through for one behind. So the first score of the game is a minor to the Blues. So the resulting kick, it will be taken by the Suns. It'll handball over the top, okay. And Rory Thompson back in this side from COVID protocols last week. Little short darting kick is okay, although umpire said it was a marking call. Play on. And now the Suns could just move this through half-back. Slow, steady build-up. Mark taken by Elijah Hollands. They go quickly now, the Suns, up towards half-forward. Aku went up for the Blues with a big fist out the back. He's another one Carlton supporters will be keeping on. Really well done there by Darcy McPherson. Got a little handball over the top. Suns could be in here. Flying shot towards goal. He's going to sail towards the near side and go through for one behind. Jeremy Sharp there, lining up from 35 metres and missing. So scores level here at Metricon, just over 2 minutes gone. Liam Stocker with the kick-in duties for the Blues. He goes short. Crocker working up the ground towards half-back. He'll definitely be the target of plenty inside 54 race for the Blues, as he always is. Keep an eye for him getting out the back. He loves getting out the back on the rip when the Blues are streaming through the middle and half forward. Nunes, one of the AFL listed players for the Blues, goes with a short little low darting ball, gets the 1-2, kick inside on the 45's a beauty. Philp maybe dropped what he should have taken. Well done by the Suns defensively. Philp went back in there and hunted the footy down. Murkoff around there for the Blues. Philp tried to lay the tackle. Suns do well via hand. A little low clearing ball up towards centre wing. It's a turnover. Blues do well via hand. Domaku fishes it out the back there to Luke Parks. It's not the worst at kicks, so and Nunes does well. Takes a good mark. Doesn't waste any time. Goes inside forward 50. Down the target. Might have been an infringement. No, umpire said it was okay. Stepping well through trouble there was Elijah Hollands. Blues do really well defensively to really press up and lock the ball inside their forward half. That's been part of the Michael Voss DNA that they've looked to really implement throughout the opening phases of 2022 at both levels. And here's the big boy Murkoff. Low darting ball inside 50 towards Crocker, one way then the other. Handball out towards Hurst. He got a handball towards Trudgeon. Little handball back to Nunes off a standing start. Jack Nunes, fantastic goal. So Jack Nunes, he's had a fair bit of the ball early and he kicks the first goal of the game. And Carlton go to 1-1-7. Gold Coast Suns one behind 1 point. Just under 4 minutes gone here at Metricon Stadium. Fast, sharp ball movement by the Blues. And question coming in on the Twitter feed. Luke Dastoli, will Paddy Dow apply defensive pressure and stick his tackles? I think that's one thing he's really been focusing on this year, is ability to not only win the football at the source and be hard at the contest, but also provide a little bit of defensive cover. But I think him being provided defensive cover, I think by his midfielders as well, to really allow for his attacking strength and his burst away from the stoppage to come to the fore, I think is what we're really going to see. And that is why the Blues picked him up, so early in the draft. And there he is again. Little handball out to Murkov, and the Blues clear it inside forward 50. Crocker waiting at the back. Good fist by the Suns defenders. And now they can clear here off half-back. It's a high, wobbly ball out towards the broadcast side wing. They sit under it. Ooh, really well tackled there was Cooper Stevens, and that's holding the ball. And Darcy McPherson will be rewarded with the free kick. Averaging 18 disposals per game this NEFL season. Darcy McPherson had a solid game last week. He goes short, finds his intended target. So the Suns just purposefully trying to work this ball up the line. So this will be a long ball inside forward 50. Aku stands under it. Almost the mark there for the Suns. Little handball came out. Trudgeon was there. Parks for the Blues. Michael Lewis for Carlton as well. Hovers over the top of this one. Joel Trudgeon over the top, but we'll have a ball up. McPherson under the pack there for the Suns. He's going to play a big part in this one for the Suns in midfield. Trudgeon, Cottrell. Here's Paddy Dow. He's had a heap of it so far this year in the reserves, and that kick not the greatest across goal. And Nunes will see it over the boundary line and out of play. So almost ticking over into 6 minutes gone into this first term. As the umpire tosses this in. Again, Moyle and Murkov go up. A quick flying snap towards goal. He's going to go across the face. And it'll register a behind. That's Alex Sexton. One of a handful of AFL players to be dropped back into this NEFL side for the Suns. So Suns supporters and especially head coach Stuart Dew for the AFL team will be keeping a keen eye on him. Parks. Philp dropped a ball that was kicked right to his feet, right at his shoelaces. Fist over the top there, or the drop mark rather, will go through for one behind. So Liam Stocker again will take the resulting kick in. 3 behind, 3 points the Suns. Blues lead it though 1-1-7. So Liam Stocker, he's got a thumping, venomous right foot kick. He goes up towards half-back. The Suns are going to go and reload inside 450. Not the best of kicks. And now, let's see what the Blues have got on transition. One way, then the other. Crocker, again, he's worked his way up the ground. He's done this twice now, winning the ball in his defensive half. He's got Stocker for company. Decides to go inside with a kick, and it's okay. Nunes working his backside off. Stocker. Not the greatest of kicks, though. Went on his opposite foot, which was his left, and he's turned it over. So Sam Flanders, another one of these AFL-listed players in for the Suns. Cottrell gets back and steps in the hole, almost over the top there. Joel Jeffrey probably dropped what he should have taken. Jeffrey went back in there. Really good defensive effort here by Xavier Marr. He sat on top of. The umpire's going to cross himself and toss it up. Cottrell just giving his mate a little tap on the back. Did really well there in the 2-on-1. Probably the best possible result for the Blues. Josh Cripps in the ruck for Carlton, brother of Patrick. He's played predominantly up forward for Carlton in the VFL. Another one to keep an eye on from a development point of view. Brody Kemp around the ball here for the Blues as well. Was picked up by Carlton with one of their first round picks, coming off an ACL injury in his junior year. Jesse Glass-McCasker again around the footy for the Blues, but it looks like the Suns are going to win the clearance. Stepping out of trouble there was Elijah Hollins. He gets a kick up towards half forward. Sam Day was called to play on. I think the ball was touched. They're trying to shark their way through the stoppage there with handballs, but seeing it over the boundary line and out of play is Riley Stone. Suns Academy player. Their academy products. Riley Stone, number 63 for the Suns. He's around this footy for Gold Coast. He's got Trudgeon for company. So it'll be Glass-McCasker in the ruck against Moyle. Glass-McCasker got front spot, and that's definitely in the back. So free kick will go the way of Trudgeon. Campbell put his teammate under the cosh a little bit. Now there's a turnover. So Caleb Graham, little hairball inside was okay. Paul Hawaii, his kick was a beauty. Found Ned Stevens. Goes with a low darting ball in towards a pocket, and it's a good kick as well. And he finds Matt Conroy, who'll go back from about 30 metres out on a very tight angle. And this to give the Gold Coast Suns the lead. Just had the impetus in the last sort of 4 or 5 minutes, locking this ball inside their forward half, and now they get a shot at goal, albeit a tough one. So Matt Conroy, what can he conjure up from a tight angle? He kicks towards goal and it just stays behind the post and will go through for one behind. So the Suns trickle away now. 4 behinds, 4 points. The Blues 1-1-7. 10 minutes gone in this opening term. It'll be Liam Stocker to bring this ball back out for the Blues again. And he goes short to the pocket. It's okay. So Stocker calls for the football back, but the Blues are going to go inside. Geez, it's a risky, dangerous kick. Suns could be let in here. Good tackle laid defensively, though. That's got to be a hold. Yep, it'll be a hold. Advantage paid. And they'll stride into an open goal, the Suns, and hit the lead. Goal kicker Elijah Hollins, averaging 20.5 disposals per game for the Suns this season in the NEFL, and he strides in and puts the Suns in front. 1-4-10, the Blues 1-1-7. Good reward for effort from the Suns. They put the pressure on in the last 5 to 6 minutes. And have finally been able to finish their work. So he gets his first of the game, and he gets the Suns' first of the game. So ball back in the middle. It'll be Boyle and Glass McCasker to do battle in the ruck. Just keep an eye out for Ned Moyle, real developing type in the ruck. He won the tap. McPherson through there for the Suns. Little handball towards Stone, back to McPherson. His kick, a wobbly one up towards the wing. Well fisted away by the Blues defender there. That was the defender there was Michael Lewis. Ball back inside, not the best. Trudgeon takes the mark. Is that 50? No. Umpire says just hold it up. So Trudgeon, he goes up the line. Target is Kemp, goes up on the back of his opponent. Philp there. Tracked the ball back to the boundary. Did really well. Fleet-footed there, but at his kick very well smothered. The pressure continuing to build for the Suns. And we'll have it tossed in just the attacking side of the wing here for the Blues. After kicking the first goal, they trail 1-4-10 to 1-1-7. Ticking over 12 minutes here in this first quarter. So around the footy here for the Blues is Dow. Philp around there, and there is Paddy Dow. Takes a bounce through the stoppage. Handball inside was not the best. Little handball back. Suns have got plenty of numbers around the footy. Blues do okay, although the Suns flick it out to the outside, and now they'll get the clearing kick, but it's all Blues here. Sitting under it, Cooper Stevens comes across. Kick is okay. They work it towards this outer side. Little low darting ball, a little looping ball over the top towards Liam Stocker. He's got time and space though. Uses that right peg of his. Josh Cripps the target, had it fisted away from him, and we'll have it tossed in. Outer side here at Metricon Stadium. Smithy's VFL. Tune into the AFL app. And to those tuning in as well, leave some comments and questions here on my Twitter feed at PaulSeb05, PAULSEB05. We'll venture to try and have those answered throughout the call and through the quarter breaks. So the ball works its way towards this broadcast side, and they come inside the Blues here. Philp, low ball is all right. Nunes, he's got a couple of targets further afield. It's a lovely kick as well. Ned Cahill, he's been a potent target up forward for Carlton throughout the first 2 rounds. He goes with a long ball up towards the top of the square. Cripps the target. It falls out the back. I think there's going to be a free kick, a push. It's been called by the non-controlling umpire, and it will be a free kick to the Gold Coast Suns, and it'll go the way of Patrick Murtagh by the looks of it. So Patrick Murtagh at true full back goes short. Slow and steady build up here from the Suns. Jez McLennan, another one who's had a fair bit of the ball in the first couple of rounds for the Suns, averaging 21 disposals a game through the first 2 rounds, 6.5 tackles as well, so good to see from Jez McLennan. Kick not the best though, chopped off here by Kemp. Blues have got time and space. Crocker, can't miss him with those tattoos and pink boots. Kicked plenty of goals for Carlton reserves over the last 2 years. Glass McCasker too slow, that's gone. Again the pressure mounting for the Suns. Ned Stevens, waste no time. Kick up the line, and it's going to be a downfield free kick. So just a little bit of ill discipline there by the Blues. And it looks like the free kick will be taken right near a broadcast position by Sam Day. Murkoff stands the mark, but Day kicks it towards the hot spot, sitting under it. It's all Blues though, Blues defenders. Michael Lewis gets across, and he wastes no time either. Jack Nunes made that wing his own in this first quarter. Kick inside. Dow's got time and space to pick it up though. Geez, he was tackled immediately though. Took a little bit too long. They get out of trouble maybe here though, the Blues. Kick towards this outer side. It's okay. Domaku, they can figure it out. They can raffle it between themselves. Aku, handball over the top. Okay, Hurst. One way, then the other. Handball to Murkov. Had a quick think about it. They retreat here though. Good pressure by the Suns, holding the ball. Ned Stevens again with a rundown tackle. Really good pressure. Paul Way goes inside, forward 50. Kick is a beauty. Suns are out here. Sexton, well done defensively by Stocker. Sexton might have time to pick it up. Stocker! Has Sexton got that onto his boot? I think he has just. Lucky goal for the Suns. Stocker with two huge defensive efforts there. Coach Daniel O'Keefe will love that. Makes his way from the ground, but Sexton gets the goal. Geez, they almost fluffed their lines there, the Suns, but they get their second. 2-4-16. Carlton 1-1-7. Just over 16 minutes gone in this first quarter. Sexton gets his first of the day, the Suns second. And, as we said, pre-broadcast or pre-first bounce, Alex Sexton definitely one that Sun supporters will be keeping an eye on throughout this game. The stalwart of the club. Hasn't been able to lock his spot in the AFL team down just yet this season. So, from the restart, it'll be Murkov to do battle in the ruck this time with Conroy. Murkov clearly won the tap. Ball, though, fell the way of Cottrell. He's kind of fortuitous there. Left foot kick up towards the top of the square. Cripps and Crocker are there, though the Suns went out defensively. Good pressure. Lovely kick out as well. Jeremy Sharp on the lead. Comes inside on the 45. Kick is okay. McPherson at half back for the Suns. It's called to go. And that's what he does. And he switches this ball across the face of goal. And this will be Rory Thompson, who steps inside Crocker really, really well. Comes into the middle of the ground. It's a risky kick, Hurst. Really good mark. Took it on the second bite. Now he can wheel and go with a low darting ball inside, forward 50. Oleg Markov did well defensively though. The Suns could come through the middle. Good kick. Chris Burgess, handball over the top, and they've got plenty of time and space. They can raffle this off. Kick up towards the top of the goal square. Blues defenders get back. The mark taken by Cooper Stevens. Last line of defence, here's Domaku. Young rookie prospect for the Blues. Real jump and leap defender. Sam Philp making his return from a rib injury, which kept him out of the win last week. Showed some real development in the preseason for the Blues, leaping high over the top, taking a great mark. Rory Thompson. He's going to be a main player in defence for the Suns in this game. Wastes no time. Kicks up towards a hot spot. Parks is camped under this. Had it fisted away from him. Aku. Good pressure here from the Suns. They force the Blues to go back. Kick up the line is okay. Hurst sitting under it. Takes the mark inside the boundary line. Sam Flanders stands a mark. Hurst goes quickly. Glass McCasker the target. Was he being held onto, or was Rory Thompson being held onto? No, Thompson was being held onto. And he can reload and go pretty much from where he had that kick inside forward 50 to begin with. Leading up at the ball, leading up at the kick is Flanders. He takes a mark in front of Hurst. Now he's called to go. High kick towards the pocket again. Park sits under it. Got to get his fist towards it. Boundary line might beat them here. No, really well done by Day. Kept it in. Kick to the top of the square. Going back with the flight. Almost taking the mark. No, it is a mark. So the Blues can relieve a little bit of pressure here. Kick is okay. Lewis. Haven't really been able to manufacture any transition play since the opening few minutes. The Blues, as we tick towards time on in this first quarter. Hurst, handball over the top, okay, Glass, McCasker, handball to Cottrell, now he can run and carry. Umpire calls advantage. They get runners out the back. Philp is one of those. The kick's not the best though. Cut off by Oleg Markov, former Tiger. He goes inside with the kick, gets the 1-2 back. Dow presses up on Markov, kick over the top, maybe a turnover, no, good kick. Suns can go inside 50, no, good smother. Blues can rebound here. Hurst is gives his teammate the option. Cottrell chases out on the wing. He's run down. Handball towards Trudgeon. He just throws it on his boot. McCasker in front of his opponent. Couldn't take the mark at it. Well fisted away from him. Suns do well with a series of handballs that work out towards Stone. Over the top to Jeremy Sharp. He's got time and space to unload and go long inside forward 50. Big target there is Moyle. Sat under it and took the mark. Tough to stop this big man. 205 centimetres, picked up in the mid-season draft by the Suns last year. And he can go back and line up for the Suns' third goal as we tick into time on here in the opening quarter. So Ned Moyle, wind just starting to pick up here. Probably blowing from his left shoulder over his right shoulder. Kick towards goal. He's going to stay out towards this right-hand side and go through for one behind. So the Suns trickle along now. 2-5-17 to the Blues 1-1-7. Just haven't been able to make the most of their opportunities going inside forward 50, the Suns. So it'll be Luke Parks to take the kick-in duties with Stocker on the bench. Leaping high over the top, Mac Andrews. And he goes inside 50 with an absolutely wobbly kick. Oh, it's worked out. It's worked its way out the back. Flying snap towards goal by Chris Burgess is across the face, and another behind for the Suns. So letting the Blues off the hook here. 2-6-18 now. The Suns to the Blues 1-1-7. You can probably hear that wind through the effects mic here. It's really starting to pick up at Metricon. So the resulting kick to be taken by Cooper Stevens. He goes with a long thumping kick. It's a big 1-2 up towards a pack. Kent got the fist down. Trying to spin their way through trouble. The Blues, good tackle. No, it's going to be a high free kick. So Stefan Radovanovic at half back for the Blues. Called to play on. He goes long up the line. Cottrell the target. He's got two Suns to beat and he couldn't. Too much of a task for Matt Cottrell there, unfortunately. The big body of Caleb Graham. He switches this across the ground. It's a bit of a risky kick. Lets the Blues in here. Hurst trying to help his teammate out there. McPherson for the Suns. Doing well there for the Suns was Paul Hui. Boundary line might beat the ball here though yet. I think it does. Now the umpire's called a free kick here. I think he's called high against the Blues. So it'll be a free kick here out of side to Darcy McPherson. 23 minutes gone here in this opening term. It is the Suns leading it 2-6-18 to the Blues 1-1-7. So the kick inside, fisted away by Thompson, but Dow gets on the end of it. Now here's Kemp, two first-round picks. The handball was to the feet of Cottrell. They work it out here, though, the Blues. Little handball in support was Kemp. Picked it up. Hurst, he can steady from 40 metres out, but his kick goes out towards his left-hand side and doesn't register a score at all. There's much better play from the Blues there, figuring out their way through the Gold Coast press via hand. Need to start doing more of that. The Suns really forcing them to go long up the line to targets they probably don't wish to be going to. Saw Cottrell was one of those targets long up the line, probably not a long target you'd be looking for. So the Suns work it out well here through half-back. Low kick from Mac Andrews put his teammate under all sorts of trouble. Little fist towards Philp. He should kick a goal, Sam Philp. All class he is. And Blues get one against the flow. And they're right back in this. 2-1-13, the Blues still trailing the Suns 2-6-18. And he is a welcome addition to this Carlton reserve side, Sam Philp. Again, I think he's shown real development in the pre-season under Michael Voss. Was really building towards potentially making a case for the round one team against Richmond. But few little niggling injuries, and that rib injury he suffered in the VFL game against Richmond prior to that round 1 game in the AFL has seen him miss a week. But back in the side and finishing off the good work of the Blues forwards there. Good pressure, good press, and they're able to kick the goal. So the Suns lead it by 5 points from the restart. Neither team able to really win clean possession through the stoppage. Good tackle. Hurst went in there, paddled it towards Glass McCasker. Tackle there laid by the Blues. They try to figure it out via hand. Plenty of pressure around this one. Ned Cahill in there for Carlton. Clearing kick though up towards the Blues 50. Kemp tried to keep it out in front of him. Went burrowing back in there. Got a little handball out towards Trudgeon. He gets a kick inside forward 50. Crocker the target, waiting out the back for it. Crocker's going to go back in and hunt the footy again. He's going towards the boundary side where the 50 meets the boundary paint. His kick inside, not the greatest. That's definitely not 15. I think it was Cottrell who was turned on his head there. Blues try to step their way through trouble, and the umpire's going to call holding the ball. So free kick will go against Xavier Marr. Umpire adjudicated that as Marr trying to step through the tackle. Was unable to get rid of it. Now the Suns can transfer it towards this broadcast side. Caleb Graham. Short ball okay. Oleg Markov. And now the Suns are really out here. So low kick is okay. Now they can share it via hand. That's okay. Elijah Hollins. He's got plenty of time and space to go long towards the top of the square. Up fly they go. Plenty of players around this one. Conroy in there for the Suns. He went up. Couldn't take the mark. Lays a tackle though, and we'll get a stoppage inside the Suns forward 50. Danger area here for the Blues late in this first quarter. Glass McCasker in the ruck. Oh, Moyle just plucked it out of the ruck. And a big fist. Is that going to be called deliberate by the umpire? No, he says throw it in. And another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Suns. Nearing the shadows here of quarter time at Metricon Stadium. The home team lead it by 5 points at the moment. 2-6 plays 2-1. And Cahill laying the tackle on his opponent, who just pretty much threw the ball out. Umpires hovering around this one, and he looked like he was going to call holding the ball. He was hovering like he was, but he's crossed himself and said, no, I'll ball it up. Glass McCasker winning the tap for the Blues. They spin their way out of trouble. Clearing kick up towards half-back. Cripps. Is that in the back? Yeah. Was in the back. Stepping his way through trouble was Mac Andrews. Kick is not the best, though. Parks again sits under it for Carlton. Transfers play towards this outer side. Radovanovic with a handball over the top. It's okay. Blues can clear it up towards Crocker, who works his way up the ground again, but it's well fisted away from him. And we'll have it tossed in. Attacking side of the wing here for the Suns. 28 minutes gone in this first quarter. Wouldn't be much time left, you would think. 2-6-18 the Suns. Blues 2-1-13. It'll be Glass McCasker and Moyle to do battle in the ruck. Moyle with a clear height advantage, but McCasker got front spot. Kemp was there for the Blues. Kick off the ground is fortuitous. Lands with Sexton. He goes with a kick inside forward 50, and the siren is going to beat Conroy, who marked on the second attempt throughout these first two VFL games. Jeff O'Day watching the first 20 minutes. Can you score if you continually kick it to the opposition? No, Jeff, you can't really, but I think the Blues will definitely clean that up as the game progresses. But the pressure has been good from the Suns here as we begin action in the second term here at Metricon Stadium. Stocker coming across. But I think there's going to be a chopping or a marking infringement. No, it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Blues. So Stocker won the handball. A little kick out wide. Dow potentially the target. Ned Cahill gets the handball to Dow. He steps inside with a low kick in. It's okay. Xavier Marr. Probably too far out to score. Off a step, goes to the hot spot. Glass McCasker went up. Ball fell out the back. Philp threw it on his boot and kicked the goal. Sam Philp continues the second quarter as he did the end of the first. Kicks his second of the game, and the Blues hit the lead. 3-1-19. The Suns 2-6-18. And that is magnificent forward craft from Sam Philp. got to the fall of the ball, saw a little gap in between the Suns' defence and threw it on his boot. And a very opportunistic small forward goal. He gets his second. And he has made his return from that rib injury with great aplomb. So Blues wrestle back the lead. And that'll build some momentum for them coming into this second quarter, after the Suns had pretty much all the play for that first term. Just unable to hit it on the scoreboard. Murkov climbing high over the top, winning the tap towards Dow. And now the Blues can go back inside forward 50. Kemp on a surging lead, takes the mark. Got Cahill doubling back on the lead. He goes to the pocket. Crocker the target. Just bounced over his head, on his chest. Hurst is there. Inside to Glass McCasker. And he hits the post. Probably not easy for the big men to be fleet-footed close to goal and snap bananas from 15 metres out, but missed opportunity for the Blues. 3-2-20, the Suns 2-6-18. And from the kick in, it'll be Jez McLennan. He goes long up the line. Murkov standing under it. Takes the mark. Really, really like the way he's been developing his game. Confidence with the kick as well. Alex Murkov. That is a facet of his game that he has clearly developed in the off-season. We saw in his first couple of VFL games last year, and it's understandable, he's definitely very handball heavy. But showed plenty of confidence hitting that lace-up kick to Glass McCasker. So what can Glass McCasker conjure up? Sees it kicks a wobbly one towards goal, and it's not even going to register a score. So Thompson says, I'm not sure if that kick was 15, but regardless, if it wasn't 15, it was 14.9. So the kick works its way up to Mac Andrews. He's had a bit of an influence on this game. Another one to keep an eye out for Sun supporters. He goes with a long high kick up the line. Day stretching up. Dropped it on the second attempt. Parks maybe how without that might have been a throw. No, umpire said it was okay. Little handball in from Chincotta was okay. Now the Blues go back inside forward 50. Glass McCasker the target. Thompson there, bumped off the footy well by Cahill. Little handball to Kemp, just fumbled it at a critical stage. Kept it out in front of him though. Handball from News to Crocker. Steps out in front of his opponent. Flying shot towards goal. Is going to go well across the face. Hit the belly of the ball. Out of bounds on the full. Blues pressing early in this third term. But the Suns will get the resulting free kick. So inside 50 count, fairly even at the moment, 15-4. Suns come across goal here. Kick, geez, it's a risky one over the head of the intended target. They come up here though, the Blues, good tackle there. Might have been held without it. Crocker going back to provide some support. He's done this job really well, Crocker. Moving up the ground, providing support for his defenders and some connection when they need an outlet. And he's wrapped up. And we'll have it tossed up just the attacking side of the outer side wing here for Carlton. They lead at 3-2-20, the Suns 2-6-18. Just under 5 minutes gone. Murkov won the tap. Ball falls away of the Suns. Trying to figure out his way out of trouble was Paul Hui. He gets a long kick up towards half forward. Suns could be in here. Sexton, he's a good finisher, usually is. Kick over the top. Parks just couldn't win out. Lewis just sees it over the boundary line and out of play. Did really well defensively. It's probably his best option. And now the Suns can lock this one in their forward 50. Try to wrestle back the lead. Just ticking over 5 minutes here in this second term. (16) inside 50s to 14 in favour of the Suns. Murkov won the tap. Ball is snapped towards goal by Sexton. And it's just going to go through for one behind. May have been off hands as well. But the Suns with another behind. 2-7-19. The Blues 3-2-20. Again, these blustery conditions probably just having a little bit of effect on the goal kicking. And, well, Stocker, he skewed that right off the side of his boot. That is very uncharacteristic from Liam Stocker. So, Waste no time here, the Suns. Jeremy Sharp goes on a run, kick high towards the top of the goal square. Plenty of players go up for this one. Blues win out, handball towards Philp, providing some support for his defenders. Handball out, they just hack it off the ground here. That was Nunes. Little handball inside, okay. They've got time and space. Constable, low darting ball inside, forward 50. Handball over the top there by Flanders. They figure it out brilliantly, and the flying shot towards goal from Hollins hits the post. And it goes for a big wobble as well. Scores level here at Metricon. 2-8-20 the Suns play the Blues 3-2-20. 6.5 minutes gone in this second term. So again, it'll be Liam Stocker to take the kick in. Hollins working his way up to 11 possessions. Him and Charlie Constable leading disposal getters on the ground at the moment. So from the kick in, Liam Stocker with a thumping ball out. But Mac Andrews read it like a book, come across, took the mark uncontested. He goes back inside, forward 50 for the Suns, trying to lock this one inside their forward half. Stocker went up, Sexton wrapped up by Dow. Good defensive tackle by the young man. And we'll have a ball up, and the umpire's called a stoppage on play here. We've got a Gold Coast Sun player who's gone down. And there's also a Carlton player who's gone down. Just can't quite gauge who they are at the moment. No, getting back up is Joel Jeffrey. And it looks like the lad in the Carlton Guernsey's copped the brunt of it. Might have been Stefan Radovanovic who's gone down on his haunches here. Yeah, it looks like it is. So he's probably going to be taken from the ground. Yeah, in the hands of trainers here. So Stefan Radovanovic will make his way from the ground. And we'll get just a slight stoppage on play here. So the Suns again, after the Blues pressed early in this second quarter, they've gained the ascendancy in the last passages of play. So umpire restarts play. Ball tossed up. Kick off the ground by Sam Flanders. Probably the smart idea, but just the accuracy waning. And the accuracy really waning away for the Suns at the moment. 2-9-21. It's almost death by 1,000 cuts. Blues 3-2-20, and that is a laser-like pass from Liam Stocker. Now he's got Cahill over the top here, the Blues. Little handball out. He's not the best. Put Trudgeon under a huge amount of pressure, though. Gets the handball back. They go inside forward 50 here, and the umpire, I think the non-controlling umpire, has called a free kick off the ball. It was either for a hold, a dangerous tackle, or a push. May have even been a tackle off the ball. I think it's going to be Trudgeon. I think he may have been ragdolled as he was tackled. After he kicked or after he handballed the ball. So Trudgeon, he's got a target inside 450. It's a good hit though. Geez, not being able to take the mark. Suns led in here though. Well done here by the Blues. Little handball back towards Dow. He's got targets inside 450, and one of those is that man again, Sam Philp. Alex Cincotta showed real lovely poise there to get that ball back to Dow, who was facing goal and had a perfect view of what was happening inside the Blues forward 50, and that's what good teams do. They use their teammates to help them out. And now Sam Philp, can he kick his third? No, just the near side. So scores level here again at Metricon Stadium. 3-3-21 the Blues. The Suns 2-9-21. Just over 10 minutes gone in this second quarter. So the Suns will take the resulting kick out. It'll be Oleg Markov. AFL experience. Goes along up the line. Fist away there by Glass McCasker. He's in pursuit of his opponent. Now the Suns can move this by a hand. Constable. Just that we was thwarted off the ball by his own teammate. Now Lewis can go inside, and Philp again. Man of the moment here for the Blues. He's been everywhere in this, in the latter stages of the first quarter, and the pretty much everywhere for the Blues here in this second term. So Nunes, again, really owning that outer side wing. He goes with a low short kick to Handley. Now he wheels and goes. Little kick was okay, just pulled off it. Little pitching wedge towards Paddy Dow. He comes inside. It's probably the right kick, but the execution wasn't there. Joel Jeffrey in for the Suns. Now he just tumbles his kick inside forward 50. Stocker's got to sit and wait for it. That was probably the smartest thing to do. Really intelligent there by Stocker. Kick by Parks, and now they can relieve the pressure here, the Blues. Cooper Stevens comes across the ground. Lewis has got Stocker for company. In turn, goes to Acute. And he's got targets up the line here. One of those is Matt Shannon. His short kick is okay. Finds Hurst. Up the line to Kemp. Makes another one of those surging leads in front of Mac Andrews. Now Crocker's one out here. Nunes working his way back towards the top of the square. Cripps is there for the Blues as well. Kemp goes long, high, inside forward 50. Suns defenders get their fist to it. And they've got players at the fall of the ball. Snap around the body from McPherson. Well fisted away by Chinkota. Glass McCasker, he's got time. Well done by the Blues. Dow steps around one, steps around another. The handball, it's a bit risky. Radovanovic back on the field after copping that nasty bump. He's tackled though, and that's holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. Joel Jeffrey. Call to go. And it's a really wobbly kick inside forward 50. Might work out. Day couldn't. He picked it up. Got a handball out. And they got time and space here. The Suns snap towards goal by Riley Stone. He's going to curve away from that left-hand goalpost and go through for another behind. Blues let off the hook again. So Stocker will take the resulting kick in. Long kick up the line. 2:10:22. To the Blues, 3-3-21. Suns lead it by a point. Cripps trying to barge his way through. Kemp maybe take an eye. Yeah, he was. And he doesn't waste any time. Goes to Dow. Comes inside. Now they've got some time and space here. Trudgeon. Crocker. There you go. Finally decides. He finally gets out the back. Decides to go via hand. Nunes can steady. Goes short. Maybe that's not the required 15. Doesn't matter. Oh, Philp. Jeez, he skewed that off his boot, but he's kicked the goal anyway. Goodness gracious me. It was a sandwich up towards the top of the green, and he's ended up kicking the goal. And even when the ball doesn't come off his boot, right, he's still kicking goals. So it's another one to Sam Philp. And the Blues go to 4-3-27. The Suns 2-10-22. Sam Philp now the leading goal kicker on the ground. He's got 3. Nunes with the 1. Holland and Sexton, the goal kickers for the Suns. Leading possession getters on the ground. It's Cooper Stevens for the Blues with 12. Liam Stocker with 12. Dow with 11. Nunes with 11. Trudgeon with 11. Constable and Hollands with 11 as well. Blues trying to make their move here in this third term. Hit the lead by 5 points. It's been a real arm wrestle though. Really well done by Murkoff. Was smart. Let his opponent go up in the ruck and he stole the footy off him. Mac Andrews there for the Suns. They try to figure this. They try to figure it out their way via hand. Cahill to Crocker. Step towards goal. Ben Crocker. That's what he's in the Carlton side for. Pure finisher. 5-3-33 the Blues. 2 in a minute. 2-10-22 the Suns. Really well done by Ned Cahill around that stoppage. Figured it out via hand. Fished its way out to Crocker. And off a standing start, Ben Crocker gets his first of the day. And the Blues fifth. 5-3-33 to the Suns. 2-10-22. 15 minutes gone in the second term. And the Blues now have skipped away to an 11-point lead. Inside 50 count, an interesting one here, 21-19. 12 scoring shots for the Suns from that, but inaccuracy really hurting them at the moment. And there's going to be a free kick going the way of Carlton. Murkoff was pushed out of the ruck. And Murkoff will get the free kick. So he's called to go. He goes inside forward 50. A little bit of a shallow entry. Andrews may have been pushed off the footy by Cottrell. Flanders figures out a handball. Trying to step his way through trouble is Hollands. He gets it back there towards Mac Andrews. He goes with a thumping kick towards the middle of the ground. Didn't really do his teammates any favours. They all had to sit and wait under it. Doing really well there under pressure was Xavier Ma. Kick over the top towards Crocker. Bounced into his lap. Little kick around the body's okay. So Shannon back to Crocker, to Cahill. He's got time and space to the top of the goal square. Cripps the target, rather. And he's had it fisted away from him. Well done by the Suns defenders. Get back in numbers there to create that 2-on-1. They have done that well, though, the Suns defenders, trying to outnumber their Blues opponents. But the Blues finishing power in this second quarter has really come to the fore, and figuring out his way through trouble is Hurst. And that is going to be a coach killer for the Suns. A stoppage goal inside forward 50 for the Blues. And Carlton get their sixth. 6-3-39 to the Suns. 2:10-22. 17 minutes gone in this second quarter. And Hurst, well, he worked his way through that Suns stoppage defence like a hot knife through butter. And an absolute gimme goal from about 10 metres out. Was never going to miss. And he gets his first of the day. And again, the Blues really start to make their move now out to a 17-point lead here. As we creep closer towards time on in this second quarter at Petrevski-Seton Stadium. You're listening on the AFL Live app, Smithy's VFL game. Round 3 clash between two undefeated teams. Looking good for the Blues so far. We've made a big move here in this third term from the restart. Might have been in the back. Plenty of players sit over this one. Umpire calls for a stoppage. We'll have a ball up. So it'll be Murkov and Moyle to do battle in the ruck. Murkov's had plenty of an influence. He's had a real big influence on this clash. Hanley was wrapped up. Blues try to win the clearing kick. They don't. So again, ball just in dispute for the time being. Cottrell around this one for the Blues. He's wrapped up immediately. And we'll have a ball up towards this outer side here at Petrevski-Seton Stadium. Again, the breeze just starting to pick up again. Kemp, or Phil trying to barge his way through. No, it was Kemp. Ended up with Cottrell. Blues can go inside forward. 50 kick almost chopped off. Ned Cahill, a little handball over the top. Plenty of time and space. Snap around the bodies. An absolute beauty. Magnificent goal to Lockie Swanee. And Carlton get another one. It's their 5th of the quarter and their 7th for the game. Swanee gets his first of the game, and they're all getting in on the act now. 7-3-45 to 2:10-22. One of the late inclusions into this Carlton reserve side here is Luke Swanee. And he's managed to have an influence on this contest. 19.5 minutes gone in this second term. And the Blues are now out to a 23-point lead. They've kicked the last 6 goals of this contest. And the Suns are really going to need to do a lot more, especially out of the stoppages as well. Carlton really starting to get on top of the contest. Very efficient going inside forward 50 now as well, figuring out their way via hand. Now maybe the Suns can try to get an answering goal. Constable with a clearance inside forward 50. Big fist over the top by Radovanovic, showing no signs of that knock that he copped earlier on. Philp there for the Blues. Handball over the top, trying to win back his own football. Plenty of players around this one. Trudgeon there for the Blues. Stocker sits under it. Takes the mark. We know he's a beautiful ball user. Interesting here. A lot of Blues fans and members really calling for him to be thrown into the midfield. But the development of him has seen him really deployed across half back. And he's really thrived in that role. Big body, lovely user of the ball, glides across the turf. He's had a stack of the ball here for the Blues, but it is the Suns who work their way up towards half forward. Now Sam Day, he's presented for the Suns all day. Kick up towards a hotspot, a cue with a fist towards the back of the contest. Parks was there for the Blues. Little handball over the top was okay. They try to figure out this via hand, the Blues. Ends up with Stocker. He strolls outside a defensive 50, and that is a beautiful pass to Brody Kemp. Paddy Dow calling for it on the Toyota logo. He's ignored. Kemp, head on a swivel at the moment. Comes out wide to Stocker. Back from the man which it came. Liam Stocker patrolling that half-back line for the Blues. He comes inside with a low darting ball. Blues just trying to possess this with purpose at the moment, and now they're going to go backwards. And they're going to try to switch this ball towards the broadcast side, and that's what they do. And now Radovanovic, he's got a paddock to run into. Takes a bounce into the shadows here of Metricon Stadium. Kick over the head of Philp. Good tackle laid by Philp. Jeez, he's been good in this game. Dow tried to take the advantage, although no, the umpire's called a free for in the back. Jeez, that is harsh. Oof. Lucky to get away with one there, the Suns. Oleg Markov comes across the ground towards Rory Thompson. He goes over the top, and now they've got a little bit of time and space here, the Suns. They go inside forward 50. Long ball towards a pocket, but it's all Blues. Cooper Stevens takes the mark in the back pocket. Good defensive coverage. The Suns will try to set up this wall. They set up the wall really well after the 5-minute mark of the first quarter and towards the back end of that first quarter, but really haven't been able to stop the Blues with their spread and their handball around stoppage. That's how they've been able to get around this Suns defensive wall. Kick inside forward 50. It's going to be a free kick to Gold Coast, and Sam Day. So he's one of these AFL experienced lads up front for the Suns. And he'll get a resulting free kick for a push in the back. Might have been a little bit soft, but it probably was there. So Sam Day, can he stop this string of behinds for the Suns and put one through the big sticks? He can. So the Suns finally get their third. They go to 3-10-28 and just stem the bleeding a little bit in this third term. The Blues 7-3-45. Sam Day gets his first of the day. And the margin just bridged back now to 17 points. So we're into time on here in this second term. Goal kickers at the moment. Quick update. If you haven't checked, make sure you download the Smithies VFL app to get all your stats, your live stats here at Metricon Stadium. Goal kickers for the Blues at the moment. Philp with 3, Crocker with 1, Hurst, Nunes and Swanee with 1. And for the Suns, Sam Day just kicking his first there. Elijah Hollins and Sexton, the other goal kickers for the Suns as well. And if we have a look at the possession counter here on the VFL app, the Smithies VFL app, Carlton 58% possession. The Suns with only 42, so that has really seen the Blues hop out to what is a 17-point lead here in the shadows of half-time. Nunes takes a bounce. Kick up towards true centre half forward, and there's going to be a free kick. Nunes was collected after he kicked the ball. And the free kick here will be taken by David Hanley, probably too far out to score. Crocker making a lead to the pocket, just bouncing out in front of him, and the boundary line's going to beat him. And we'll have it tossed in 35 metres out from the Carlton goal. They lead at 7-3-45 to the Suns 3-10-28. Again, that wind really starting to pick up here around Metricon. Probably going to dry the ground out a little bit. Dewy conditions as we came into the ground, but I think the wind is definitely going to dry this dewy Metricon ground up. So from the restart, tackle laid, and we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Blues. They've done this area of the game well here in this second term, figuring out their way via hand through stoppage. Hanley with the handball to Trudgeon. Kemp. Trudgeon went back in there, won the ball, spun around as he was tackled. Stone just fumbled at a critical stage. Cottrell sharked out a handball to Dow. Back towards his target, Chincotta. Back towards Cripps. He gets a handball to Radovanovic. Oh, with a little bit of a pirouette. Kick up towards the top of the goal square. It's all Suns here, though. Uncontested mark taken in the last line of defence. Kemp will stand the mark, and it's going to be 50. No. Umpire calls play on. Kick towards Conroy. probably what he should have taken. Parks there for support. Cripps. Sharks out a handball. It's okay. Nunes could be on the end of this, or rather it's Cottrell. Little kick towards a 50. Trudgett maybe taken over the shoulder there. Umpire said play on. Cottrell went back in there and sharked the footy for the Blues. Trudgett. Cottrell picked up the mess though. Nunes with a low kick towards Crocker. And he got clipped over the shoulder as he took the mark. It was either a mark or over the head. Either way, it'll be a resulting shot at goal for Carlton. And Crocker is going to line up his second. Now, is he going to go the true drop punt or is he going to swing around the body? No, he's going to go the drop punt by the looks of it. Umpire just calls him back on his line. Now, this is a tough kick with the win. So what can Ben Crocker conjure up? He's kicked one for the day already. He's always a lively target for this Carlton reserve side. Former Collingwood Magpie and Adelaide Crow, and his kick towards goal is an absolute beauty. So Ben Crocker gets his second of the day. Carlton get their eighth. 8-3-51 to the Suns. 3-10-28. 27 minutes gone in this second quarter. And the Blues get the responding goal. And they keep that buffer. So Crocker is starting to have an influence on this one. Him and Philp have been the real live wires up front for the Blues, but it's the midfield as well for Carlton that's really started to get on top. All the big players for the Blues at the moment. Dow up to 12 touches. Stevens as well with Stocker. Stevens with 16 disposals. Stocker with 15 at the moment. Constable and Hollands have really been kept quiet in this second term. They really got on top in the first quarter, and they were much the reason why the Suns were able to foray inside forward 50 the way they were. Not getting their way this quarter, though. From the restart, though, Moyle won the tap. Went back in to try lay a tackle on his opponent. Flipped his opponent in... that could have been a 1-2-3 pin at WrestleMania earlier this week. But Moyle with a clearing kick up towards the top of the goal square. Fist over the top from Conroy. Good tackle laid by the Blues defenders. Radovanovic goes in there, lays a good tackle and sends his opponent over and out. And for a boundary throw in, and we'll have it tossed in around about 35 to 40 metres out from the Gold Coast Suns goal. There'd only be a handful of seconds, if not maybe a minute or two left in this first half. Blues 8-3-51, the Gold Coast Suns 3-10-28. Moyle won the tap down. Try to shark back and win the ball. Flicked it forward though. They're trying to surge this ball forward here, the Suns. Again, it's helped over the boundary line and out of play by the Blues defenders. They've really defended sturdily in this second term. They've had all the play, finished off their work very well. And that is a reason for their lead at the moment. So umpire tosses this one in. Murkov and Moyle continue their battle in the ruck, but the Blues win the clearance. Hurst the target. Mac Andrews in front. Paddles it out in front of himself. Kick off the ground. It's going to go over the boundary line and out of play. Ball away there for the Suns, just seeing it over the boundary line. So, from the restart, and Nunes is around this footy for the Blues. Murkov, the throw-in was quite shallow. Won the ball from the stoppage. Nunes to Hurst, back to Nunes, to Dow. All via hand. Murkov just building as the game goes on, building as his year goes on. Nunes with a very, very dangerous kick inside. Went back in to fetch the football. Suns forward press does well to lock it in the forward half again, inside forward 50. And to say they need a goal before half-time would definitely be an understatement. So Moyle and Murkov. Moyle won the tap. Okay, neither team really able to win clean possession. Although the Blues get a clearing kick up towards half-back. Fist fell the way of Carlton. Little handball back towards Hurst. Figure this out via hand. They go back inside defensive 50, and this kick's a really good one though. Dow marks uncontested. And they are out the back here. Ned Cahill, Crocker. If it gets to Cahill, really well done defensively, though, by Oleg Markov. Stop what probably would have been a certain goal. Crocker was surging out the back. They're still probably going to get another chance, though. Crocker out hard on the lead. Michael Lewis. There's really good work rate from Crocker. He could have given up on the chase after surging out the back and finding himself unopposed. But now, with that second lead there, he'll go back. We've got the perfect view of this from the broadcast position. Very, very tight angle. What can he conjure up here? He's kicked 2 today. Can he kick a third from this post? Oh, that was an awesome effort from where he was. But that big white thing got in the way. 8-4-52 the Blues. The Suns 3-10-28. 32 minutes gone in this second term. Low darting ball from Mac Andrews is okay. Need to do more of this, the Suns. Start chipping off those kicks through the guts. Hollands with a kick out wide towards his intended target. That was Patrick Murtagh. His kick over the top. Nunes is going to go back in there and try to win the footy. Went in hard, did really well. Blues go back inside forward 50. Here's the target. Andrews had front spot. Tried to juggle it. Cahill paddled it out in front of himself. Mac Andrews went back in there for the Suns. Wrapped up by 2 Blues as soon as he won it. And umpire number 30 comes in, crosses himself. We'll have a ball up. 45 metres out from the Blues goal. So from the restart, McCasker doing the ruck work for Carlton. Suns are going to try and lock this one up. Mac Andrews with a tackle. Umpire calls play on. Hurst is underneath there for the Blues. A flurry of players around this one. Philp just standing around the outside of this maul, this rucking maul at the moment, and he sees it over the boundary line and out of play, and we'll have it tossed in. So from the restart, we've had 7 goals in this quarter, and there is the half-time siren here at Metricon Stadium, and it is the Blues who take a kick. James Sidis, I don't think, out there. Elijah Hollands looked really strong in the first half. Was locked away in that second term. Couldn't really get his hands on it from the Suns' midfield perspective. They were really locked down well. But as we begin action here in the third term, it will be the Suns trying to win the first clearance, and they do indeed. Stocker, though, he's wrapped up really strongly by Day. Just got the handball out. Little snap kick around the body's all right, and the Suns are going to get the first shot on goal. It looks like Matt Conroy. Yeah, it is Matt Conroy who's come out and taken the mark. And it was the kick forward by Oleg Markov. Maybe a fortuitous kick. Just threw it on the boot, but that's what happens when you play out in front as a forward. Read the ball in the air, and that's what Matt Conroy has done. And this for the perfect start for the Suns in the third term. A badly needed goal. They've kicked inaccurately all day. What can he conjure up, Matt Conroy? This one trying to work its way back, and it's a mark on the goal line. Geez, Aku and Radovanovic just looking at each other. Not sure who was supposed to go up for that. And this will be a certain goal to the Suns. So, from point blank range, Joel Jeffrey gets his first and gets the first goal for the Suns, an all-important one in the opening minute and a half of this third term. 4-10-34 the Suns. They still trail the Blues by 18 points. Carlton 8-4-52. Fast start here for Gold Coast. That's what they need to do more of. So Paddy Dow now in the midfield here for the Blues. He's worked his way up to being one of the leading disposal getters on the ground. He's worked his way up to 15 touches. It's much better ball movement from the Suns. They're able to really open up their forward line. That 6-6 rule really coming into effect there Paddy Dow laying the smother. Ball fell in the lap there of Oleg Markov. He was the goal assist there for Conroy only a few seconds ago. They figured this out via hand, the Suns. Flanders takes a bounce. Long kick inside forward 50. Radovanovic sitting under it. Aku got his fist to it. Did Jeffrey keep it in? No, he didn't. Boundary line beat them. Umpire blows his whistle for out of bounds and we'll have it tossed in. Suns back inside forward 50 again. They've had the first two inside forward 50s of this quarter. So from the restart, might have been in push in the back by Moyle. Sharked it out of the ruck. Kick towards the top of the goal square. Nunes getting back for the Blues. He's shown plenty of work rate on that outer side wing. Low darting ball up towards centre wing though. Well fisted away from Cahill. And we'll have it tossed in. Just the defensive side of the wing here for the Blues. They're attacking towards this river end of the ground. Towards the big Metricon Stadium screen and scoreboard. Metricon Terrace end of the ground. So from the restart, again, another shallow throw. Wynn really wreaking havoc with those throws today. They've all really fallen well short. McPherson, kick up towards the top of the square. Park sitting under it. Taking the intercept mark. He's called to go. Steps around his opponent and now thumps it back to whence it came. Kick up towards half-back. Suns win out here, though. Long kick towards the top of the goal square. Park sitting back under it, taking a diving mark. Geez, that was courageous. So Parks, geez, his kick is not the best of kicks. It's his teammate under all sorts of pressure, but Cooper Stevens, he's had a heap of the ball that he knows how to use it, and he finds Paddy Dow. Jack Nunes, it wasn't the required 15. Dow goes back in and helps out his teammate in Nunes, and that's a fantastic kick to Hanley. Now he's got a couple of runners inside. One of those is Hurst. Philp, he's got room out the back. Hurst with a little kick around the body's a good one. And now they can come inside. The kick is okay. And on the end of this is Joel Trudgeon, and he will go back from around about 45 metres out, pretty much directly in front. As the wind again starts to pick up here at Metricon. Sun just peeping its way through these clouds at the moment. Blue skies really starting to open up. So Trudgeon, steady approach, a kick towards goal. He's just going to hang out to the right and not come back far enough. Blues get their first score of the third term. 5 minutes gone, it's a behind. So 8-5-53, the Blues plays the Suns 4-10-34. Mac Andrews wastes no time from the kick in. Kick goes out the back. That was a smart tap back in there. Stocker, he's got time. Chincotta, left foot kick, just pushed off the ball as he kicked it. McCasker went up and he caused the stoppage there rather than it going out of bounds on the full or Gold Coast Suns intercept mark. McCasker playing the defensive role inside forward 50 and causing the stoppage, and he will compete the ruck duties. Looks like he'll be going up against Moyle. He is indeed. Moyle with a clear height advantage. He'll work his way towards the front, but Dow bursting through the stoppage. That's holding the ball, yep. Really good tackle. The free kick will go the way of the Suns. Darcy McPherson. They've had a much better start of it this quarter, the Suns. Better pressure around the stoppages. Not letting the Blues able to really work their way around stoppage by a hand in this first 6 minutes. Now the umpire's called a free kick off the ball here. He's called a high free kick, and it's going to go the way of Carlton, and it'll go the way of Alex Chincotta. So Chincotta goes with a low ball hit towards forward 50. Dow was the target, couldn't get there. They try to step their way through trouble. Hurst tackled Hollands. He tried to take on a few, probably took on a few too many. He did, and it was dropping the ball. So now the Blues will get a shot at goal through Xavier Marr. He's built into the game well, young Xavier Marr. Was touted as potentially being one of those mid-season recruits for the Blues, or one of those pre-season draft picks. Xavier Marr with a thumping shot towards goal. That's a fantastic effort from Xavier Marr. So the Blues get the responding goal. Suns got the first within about a minute and a half. And the Blues get their 9th of the day. 9-5-59 plays the Suns 4-10-34. And Xavier Ma rode the conditions beautifully there. Thumping kick. And he's kicked a magnificent goal. 7.5 minutes gone in this third term. It's the Blues out to now a 25-point lead. A game-high 25-point lead, might I add. And even with one of their prime movers out of the midfield in Will Hayes, who's averaged 35 disposals a game, the Blues have had no problems winning their fair share of the footy out of the middle and around stoppages from the ground. So players take up their 6-6-6 positions. Umpires haven't had to hand out any warnings as of yet, nor free kicks. So from the restart, the Suns will win the clearance towards centre-half forward. Sexton stands under it. Good tackle laid by Chincotta. He's been lively early in this third term. Tried to burrow his way under and win the ball. And the umpire's going to cross himself. And yeah, now that was a sling tackle. Now the non-controlling umpire has called that, and it's a good decision too. So Sexton will get the free kick, and it's a good kick as well. Finds his target in Chris Burgess. And Chris Burgess, he's had a quiet day today. Now he can go back and try to kick the Suns' second of this term. So Chris Burgess, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. What can he conjure up? Only a behind. So again, an inaccurate kicking is really costing Gold Coast dearly in this game. So it'll be Liam Stocker again with the kick-in duties as he's been assigned. And his kick is a laser-like one again to Xavier Ma. And his kick is an absolute beauty. Nunes got out the back, had it well fisted away from him. Dow in there for the Blues. Flanders for the Suns, spun out of trouble. Kick around the body, didn't really look. Xavier Ma tried to juggle it in with one hand. He's got time and space, ran away from Sexton. And now look at this, Cahill. Look at Crocker out the back. That's the one he wanted. He's got Nunes. He's got Crocker. And Crocker just needs to sit up for him. It doesn't. Handball back to Nunes. He's got time. He tried to step around his opponent. They do well, the Suns. Crocker went back in there. They've taken his opponent high. Cripps. Little handball. Kemp sees it over the boundary line and out of play. Geez, that ball just didn't want to sit up for Crocker. That's the one he's been waiting for all day. That's the one he waits for in pretty much every single VFL match. Wasn't able to get it. So Blues still lead it by what their halftime margin was, and that was 24 points from the restart. Ma tried to spin his way through trouble. Got the little handball out. Kemp tried to barge his way through. Handball to Dow. He'll have a flying snap towards goal. And Paddy Dow kicks a beauty. Bit of class from Paddy Dow. And he's going to make his way from the ground. And he is a player that Blues fans will be really hoping can make his way back into the AFL side. You know, coming back into the VFL, he could have kicked up a stink, but he's been fantastic this year. Been a real leader down at VFL level, really led the way by example. 18 touches now for Paddy Dow, and he's capped off a very good day so far with that goal. So the Blues skip ahead now. They're out to a 5-goal lead. 10-5-65. The Gold Coast Suns 4-11-35. 11 quarter minutes gone in this third term. And not looking very pretty for the Suns at the moment. They got the first goal of this third term, and that's exactly what they needed. But since then, it's been all Carlton on the scoreboard. From the restart, Hanley in there for the Blues. McPherson around there for the Suns. Handball foul the way of Sexton. He just got a little grubber kick forward. Fell into the lap of Trudgeon. He got it back out to Ma. He goes with a low darting ball. And that surely got a pretty free kick to her. It's an unrealistic attempt there by Murtagh. Umpire said play on. Ball works its way towards this outer side. Jeremy Sharp comes in towards Sexton. It's a dangerous kick, but those are the kicks that they've got to start going for. out the back now here. Look at this. It's all Blues. Hurst running back towards goal. Handball inside. Kemp, he's just got to pick it up, gather it. Handball. Geez, they've fluffed their lines again here by a hand, the Blues. It's going to be a holding free kick to go the way of the Suns. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty as well. So the Suns defenders have twice been able to stop near certain goals. And it has stopped what could be almost a very ugly scoreline in this third term. It's still 5 goals and even 5 goals. He's a kick not the best. Blues led in here. Cottrell trying to win possession back, and he's wrapped up as soon as he does win possession, and we'll have a ball up. So they had a chance there, the Suns, to go deep inside forward 50 from that 50-metre penalty, and they might get a chance here through McPherson. He goes with a kick on his left boot, but it's chopped off by Radovanovic. He showed signs of distress earlier in this game after copping a bad knock. But he's come back on. Oh, geez, Parks. Geez, he almost coughed it up to Conroy. Had to go back in there and fetch his own footy. Eluded the tackle, just got his kick away. Now, Josh Cripps is going to have to be really good. He's got to beat about 3 Suns, and he does. Gets a handball forward, though the Suns' weighted numbers are going to work out. Oleg Markov. Short kick is okay. Now, the Suns can build across centre wing. Kick is a high ball up towards half forward. Moyle sits under it. Ball falls out the back towards Flanders. Parks did well to keep it out in front of him. It was an awkward bounce as well. Josh Cripps out on a lead. Takes the mark. He goes inside. Cottrell kept it out in front of him as well. Little handball towards Glass McCasker. Out to Stocker. Now what's he got? He runs, goes, shows a clean pair of heels to his opponent and delivers a lace-out ball to Brody Kemp. Now he's got players everywhere screaming for the ball. He goes short. It's okay. And it'll be Swanee. Had a target deep inside, deep in the goal square there. It was ignored. But he's going to go back and take it upon himself to try and kick the goal. So Lockie Swanee. 40 metres out, slight angle. He tugs this one to the left. And it goes through for one behind. So 10-6-66 the Blues. The Suns 4-11-35, a game high lead of 31 points. Short kick inside is okay. Rory Thompson takes the mark. The big number 16, his kick across goal. Jeez, not the best of kicks. Puts Hollands under all sorts of pressure. He retreats, goes back to where they started. Here is Elijah Hollands. To Jez McLennan. His kick inside. It's a risky one, and now they're let in. Chincotta over the top. Here's almost a certain goal to Cody Hurst. Put down your glasses. He was never missing that. Never, ever, ever missing that was Cody Hurst. And that could be the one that kills the game. 11-6-72. 4-11-35. Cody Hurst gets his second. Blues get their 11th. And they are skipping away with this one at the moment. 37-point lead. 16 minutes gone in this third term. And they've continued on the momentum of their 6 goals second quarter. They've come out all guns blazing in this third term. And the perfect 3-0 start in line with their AFL team is looking very good at the moment. Daniel O'Keefe will be very, very pleased with what he's been seeing. So from the restart, Handley lays a good tackle on his opponent, and we'll have another ball up. Some dangerous players around this one for the Blues as well. Dow in there again. Geez, he hasn't got an opponent at the moment. That's dangerous thinking, I'd say. Sexton around this one for the Suns as well. Again, we'll have another stoppage. Third ball up in 30 seconds here in the middle. Neither team able to win a clearance from the stoppage. Dow, is that a dangerous tackle? Jeez. taken without it as well. And he asks a question to the umpire as well. Says, mate, if that's not a dangerous tackle or holding the man, what is? Anyway, ball works its way up towards a broadcast wing. Stocker off the ground. McAndrews wrapped up really well by Sam Philp. Unlucky not to be paid holding the ball. Cottrell sees Rory Thompson over the boundary line. And we'll have it tossed in. The attacking side of the wing here for the Blues. They lead it 11-6-72. 4-11-35, the Gold Coast Suns. Remember, leave your comments on my Twitter feed as well. At PaulSeb05. At PaulSeb05. PaulSeb 05. Try and answer all the comments and questions we've got for both teams as well. So Dow, he's wrapped up as soon as he wins a football, but that was definitely in the back. A little bit of push and shove here between Hanley and his opponent, but Dow, his kick inside forward 50, the target was Cripps. Well cut off by Thompson, and now maybe the Suns can go. Kick over the top, okay. Jeremy Sharp, he's got a target out on this outer side wing, and that's Ned Stevens. Product of the Gold Coast Suns Academy. He's got support. They work it out via hand, and they can go inside forward 50. Out the back there is Jeremy, almost took the mark. Little snap towards goal. Is it going to trickle through? No, Stocker sees it over the goal line. Playing the sweeper goalkeeping role. He's really commanded and patrolled his defence well, Liam Stocker. If there is a player that's a class above VFL level, it's this man with the ball in hand for the Blues at the moment, Liam Stocker, returning from that syndesmosis surgery. McAndrews sitting under the footy for the Suns. Handball out wide. Hurst was there for the Blues. He sees it over the boundary line and out of play. And, he's in a little bit of a tangle here with Riley Stone. And this is just going up a bit. And is that going to be a free kick? It is. Well, Xavier Maher has bumped Riley Stone off the ball and put him on the ground. It's probably as soft as butter, but look, to the letter of the law, it's probably there. So the Suns go back inside forward 50. Akou with courage went back with the flight. Stocker tried to lay a tackle there on Joel Jeffrey, had a flying shot towards goal, a snapshot towards goal that stays out towards the right-hand side of the goalpost and goes through for another behind for the Suns. 13-37 to 11-6-72, the Blues. Hughes with the short kick into Stocker. Sexton just called back on the mark by a metre. Now he's called to play on Stocker, and that was always going to happen. Sexton with the smother. Great defensive act. Was omitted from the Suns side last week after that disappointing loss to GWS. Hasn't really had much of an influence on the game today, though. Still, the Blues defenders will need to keep a keen eye on him because he is very dangerous around goal. And there he is again, burrowing his head under the contest, maybe taken high. Radovanovic over this one for the Blues, and we'll have another stoppage. Glass McCasker in the ruck against Moyle. Moyle with the tap. Ball fell the way of Trudgeon. Dow with a handball. Back to Trudgeon. His snap kick. It's towards a dangerous spot. The Suns try to win the football back. Ball in dispute. Get a little handball away, although snap kick forward was okay by the Blues. They work it up towards centre wing. But it's Murtagh who goes with a thumping left foot ball inside. Forward 50, almost the mark there to Jeffrey. Couldn't take it. Little handball away, not the best. They work it out here via hand. Ball away towards Jeffrey. Sells a bit of candy and the left foot snap towards goal. It's almost going to go through Parks on the last line of defence. Takes a relieving mark. And he comes up the guts to Sam Philp. Oh, he's been falconed. That's smacked him straight on the schnoz. Straight on the schnoz. Parks for Stocker. Suns let in here. Philp's going to go back in there and try to win his own footy. I reckon he's a bit dazed at the moment. And the umpire off the footy has called a free kick to Liam Stocker. It was high. So Ben Crocker, again, he works up the ground so well, but his kick is not the greatest. Chopped off by the Suns. Sandy Brock takes the mark. He goes with a long ball inside 450. Sam Day, geez, he dropped an uncontested mark. What he probably should have taken, a coup, went without it. Went back and tried to win the football. He did indeed. Xavier Marks shows a bit of poise. Little handball back towards Philp. And, mate, whether you like it or not, that Falcon's going to be on replay for quite a while on the VFL app, I think. Little kick out wide by Cripps. He's okay. Suns win out, though, being pushed off the footy very well. Look at via handy of the Suns. High up and under kick inside 450. Radovanovic sits under it. Jeffrey went up for the Suns. Parks with poise. Handball was okay. Kick not the best though. Brock. He can go inside forward 50 for the Gold Coast Suns to the hot spot. Day sitting under it. He had the sit and he worked the coup under the ball brilliantly. And Sam Day will go back from what is pretty much point blank range. So, Sam Day for his second, and he kicks it. So the Suns just stick around. 5:13:43, 11:6:72, 23 minutes, 23 and a half minutes gone in this third term. Sam Day with his second, and the margin now bridged back to 29 points. So it is gettable for the Suns if they can get a wriggle on. But as we've seen, the Blues so dangerous moving the ball outside of the stoppages and working their way out of trouble via hand and fighting loose targets out the back. And maybe those goals that they should have got out the back earlier in this quarter might come back to hurt them. But yet to be seen at the moment. Suns definitely get an important goal there as we creep closer towards three-quarter time here at Metricon Stadium. Round 3 VFL action on the Smithies VFL app. Make sure you download the Smithies VFL app as well. Check out all the player stats, all the team stats live from this game today. And to those tuning in to the AFL live stream, again, make sure you leave some comments on the AFL VFL Twitter page. And on my personal feed too, at PaulSeb05. Comments and questions about the game. We'll definitely try to answer those at three-quarter time and throughout the course of the match as well. So, clearing kick from the stoppage there. Crocker is there for the Blues. Nunes for Carlton. Tried to shark a handball to Philp. Seems to have got over that Falcon from about a few minutes ago. Crocker juggling his way through traffic. Low kick inside 450. Now, is this going to be a free kick downfield? Or is it going to come back? I think it's going to come back to Crocker. Yep, it will indeed. So, Benny Crocker, he'll take the free kick half forward. There's been a few of these for the Blues in this match. Free kicks after disposing of the football. So, Crocker goes with a low darting ball towards Kemp. Had it well fisted away from him. Kemp goes back into layer tackle. McPherson, handball back. Ended up with Jez McLennan. He was wrapped up as soon as he won possession of the football. Crocker with a kick towards goal. Don't tell me he's kicked this. Oh, Ben Crocker! Goal of the day, Ben Crocker. I think most people watching that would have thought, what's he doing taking advantage from there? But he knew exactly what he was doing. And Ben Crocker kicks an absolute beauty. Hemmed away right on the boundary line. And he has worked the angle to perfection. He kicks his third. Blues go to 12-6-78. Gold Coast Suns 5-13-43. A goal right in the shadows of three-quarter time. 26 minutes gone in this third term. And the Blues go back out to a 35-point lead. Ben Crocker, his third goal of the day. He's worked his way up to 16 disposals. He's been a real stalwart for this Carlton VFL team over the last few years. Really like what he's brought from a finishing point of view. His ability to really press up the ground as well and not just be that player that camps up in full form, but from the restart, the Suns go deep inside 450. Sam Day just couldn't get it out from under his feet. Went back in, he won the ball. Kick over his shoulder. Is it going to go through? No. Just the wrong side of the goalpost. Through for another behind. Suns 5-14, 44. Blues 12-6, 78, 27 minutes gone. So the kick in from Cooper Stevens works its way out the back towards Mac Andrews, and he thumps it back inside forward 50. Sam Day had it fisted away from him. Flying shot towards goal from Jeffrey. It's not going to make the distance, although sitting under it, taking the mark is Chris Burgess. So Burgess, he's only had the 6 disposals. 2 behinds for the day. And he should be able to make disposal number 7 a goal for the Suns. And he does. So 6-14, 50, plays 12-6, 78. Margin 28 points, 28 minutes gone in this third term. Burgess gets his first. It's been a 4-goal-to-3 term in favour of the Blues. And the Suns get a responding goal. So, can they get multiple goals here now, the Suns? Is what they need to do in order to get some momentum going into this final quarter, if there is enough time. Well and truly it's a time on here in this third term. So it'll be Murkov and Moyle to do battle in the ruck. So Moyle clearly won the tap down there, straight down the throat of McPherson, who wins the clearance. Geez, almost a massive collision there. Lewis tried to win possession. Ball away for the Suns. Little bounce here by Markov. He can steady from 45 metres out. Kick towards the top of the goal square. It's across the face. Off hands, off the fist of Luke Parks. And through for another behind. 6-15-51, the Gold Coast Suns. The Blues 12-6, 78. So Parks from the kick and goes short. Finds Lewis. He's got 3 targets along up the line. The 2 big tall players, Murkov and Glass McCasker. And I reckon he's picked out one of the blokes on the interchange bench there. Not the best of kicks. So the Suns can go back inside forward 50. Markov, take 2 for him. Goes back towards a hot spot. Aku went up. Handball towards Markov. Spilt the pill. Lets the Suns in. Snap up towards the top of the square off hands. Parks with a big fist. Big defensive spoil over the boundary line and out of play. So the Suns just pressing here in this final phase of the third term. McPherson has been in and around the contest for the Suns throughout the duration of this match. Neither ruck able to win a tap. Bounce before any of them did. Handball from Trudgeon. Sexton with a kick around the body. Are they going to get a mark? They are. So it'll be Joel Jeffrey. He's toiled away well in this third term without real reward for effort. And he is going to go back and try to make this a 21-point ball game deep in the third term. They trailed by just over 6 goals a handful of minutes ago, and this to keep them alive. And he does. So Joel Jeffrey, he gets his second of the day, and the Suns go to 7-15-57. The Blues 12-6, 78. As Liam Stocker makes his way back onto the ground for Carlton. So again, what can the Suns conjure up from this centre clearance? 31.5 minutes gone in the third term. Geez, if they can get this margin back to under 3 goals, it's absolutely game on coming into the final quarter. really started to get on top around the stoppages. They've had the momentum in this latter stage here of the third quarter. So from the restart, Murkoff won the tap to Dow, stood up in the tackle, got the handball towards Hanley. Blues win the clearance, so up towards half forward. Mac Andrews was there for the Suns, but they're going to come here through Riley Stone, or rather Jez McLennan. They go towards forward 50. Day leads out in the race for the football. He's tackled as soon as he wins it. Flanders, handball, he's okay. Standing start, a flying shot towards goal. Is it going to go through? No, it's across the face of goal from Jeremy Sharp. And it goes through for one behind. And they are really peppering away at the goal here. Late in this third quarter, the Suns. Margin now an even 20 points. 7-16, plays 12-6. Blues still with the lead, but the Suns are definitely pressing. Liam Stocker with a poised head. He'll kick in from fullback, back on the ground. Kick up towards McCasker and Murkoff, neither able to take the mark. Aku for the Blues. And the three-quarter time siren sounds here at Metricon Stadium. Given on what he's done today, taking the kick-ins and done plenty of nice defensive work for the Blues. Across half-back and across full-back. So with a few injuries in that Carlton defensive line, I'd say Liam Stocker is definitely one to watch from a senior perspective, and he's the man who drives the ball inside forward 50 for the Blues. Nunes with a handball to Kemp, to Philp, back to Cottrell, to Stocker on his left boot. It's a high kick towards the top of the square. Glass McCasker sitting under it, but a big defensive fist from Jez McLennan. And the Suns can reload here from full back. So short kick to Hollands. It's okay. Elijah Hollands. What can he conjure up? Inside defensive 50. Goes long up the line. A bit of a wobbly kick towards centre wing. Conroy went up. Couldn't take the mark. Handball back was okay to Kemp. He comes inside to that man, Stocker. Gotta like what we've seen from him today. Liam Stocker showed no signs of that syndesmosis injury hurting him or stopping his game. And stepping in the hole there is Murtagh, taking a strong intercept mark. He's got a raking left foot kick to this man, and he uses it to good effect up towards centre wing. Jeffrey may have been held without it. Umpire said it was okay. Markov working his way into this contest. Stone sells a foot candy, not the best of kicks. Chincotta bounced in front of him, worked it out to Crocker, who paddled it out in front of him as well. Nunes might have been ridden in the back. He was indeed. And, oh, jeez. Markov giving one in the head just for attention there. No, geez, it looked like, I think the umpire might have just missed that, but interesting to go back and have a look at that on the replay. As he goes short to Murkoff, and Nunes did really well to step away from Markov. Handball, his kick though was not the greatest. Suns let in now here. Brock. Now he's the nephew of champion card driver, the late great Peter Brock. And the Suns work it across this outer side here. Towards half forward. Day. He's got better as the day has gone on. And he goes with a long ball inside forward 50. And just as I say that, he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So Liam Stocker will take the resulting free kick. Blues lead it by 21 points. And Stocker, with a little bit of candy, steps around his opponent, goes towards a one-on-one. It's all Suns though here. They're going to reload and go back inside forward 50. Kick up towards a hot spot. Good mark though, Radovanovic. He wastes no time. Comes out towards Crocker, who's worked his way up from half forward. His work rate across that side of the ground and the opposite side of the ground has been fantastic. He's ended up with 3 goals. He's working his way up to 20 touches. His kick over the head of his intended target. And we'll have it tossed in. The attacking side of the wing for the Gold Coast Suns. So Moyle will do battle in the ruck against Murkoff. Didn't see much of Murkoff in that third term. Probably being saved up for one big thrust at it in this final corner. Chincotta steps around his opponent, does a little 1-2 with Nunes. Lovely kick out, lace out towards Ned Cahill. Now he's got Matty Cottrell running out the back, and Cottrell's going to get on the end of it. Now that's what the Blues were looking for in that third term. That easy target out the back, ripping and surging back towards goal. And Matty Cottrell has been the beneficiary of some fine ball movement, slicing their way through the Gold Coast defence, the Blues. And Matty Cottrell, you can't knock this man's work rate. He's a running machine. And real knock on his game. He's probably just his disposal at times and decision-making ball in hand. But he should have no problems here from point-blank range. Made the goal umpire work a little bit. But Matty Cottrell gets his first of the day, and that's a very important goal for the Blues. And they skip out now to a handy lead. 13-7-85. The Gold Coast Suns 7-16-58. 4.5 minutes gone in this final term. And that's probably the steadier that the Blues needed after the Suns carried all that momentum coming into the final term. It's amazing, you talk about efficiency in AFL and VFL, or any Aussie rules game for that matter. 49 inside 50s for the Gold Coast Suns and only 38 for the Blues, but it's the Blues with the handy buffer. You saw how efficient they moved the ball through half back and through half forward there, the Blues. And it ended up in an easy shot on goal for Cottrell. Now have the Suns got a response? McPherson around there for the Suns. Boyle will do battle in the ruck against McCasker. The clear height advantage, and there's McPherson. He's wrapped up really well. Just got the kick away. Was okay. Brock runs away from Hurst. Nunes for the Blues, handball to Hanley. Back towards Shinkota. Went one way then the other. Kick on his opposite boot, which was his left, was an absolute beauty towards Cooper Stevens. So Stevens, he comes inside with a kick to Nunes. It's a risky one. McPherson for the Suns, just bounced in front of him. Tapped it out in front of himself, but now Hanley wins out for the Blues. Handball to Philp. His handball over the top to Cottrell. Kemp. He can steady from 50 metres out. Shot towards goal. He's going to go out towards the right-hand side. And through for one behind. He had a little bit more time and space to gather his thoughts there, Kemp. And maybe have a shot closer towards goal, but nonetheless it's a behind. And the Blues now go to 86, Suns 58. Mac Andrews takes a lovely mark. Gets a handball inside, and that's a great tackle by Cottrell. Little kick over the top. The Suns just get out of danger. Flanders all on his lonesome. Kick over the top. Stockade just let his opponent have a little bit too much space there. Sexton can wheel around. He's had a quiet day. Day at the top of the goal square. Through his hands. Is Burgess going to get his foot to it? No. Goal line beat him. Another behind for the Suns, and the Blues go very quickly out from fullback. Nunes takes the mark. He fans this one out wide. Kick was okay. Target was Shannon. And the boundary line's going to beat him. Conroy doing the defensive duties for the Suns. And he sees it over the boundary line and out of play. Blues lead it by 27 points. 7.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. Ball tossed in. Josh Cripps won the tap this time. And that kick, geez, that's unlucky. Out of bounds on the full from Shannon. And the resulting free kick will go the way of McPherson. His long ball inside forward 50. Geez, big leap there. But Stocker at the fall of the ball. He goes with a kick on his outside of the boot, on the outside of his boot to Ben Crocker. Brody Kemp just over his head. Is it going to sit up for him? No, it is. Now they could potentially get out the back here. Cahill. Cottrell's ripping back again. He goes in that direction. He's out the back here. And from 45 metres out, Glass McCasker tried to lead back into that leading lane, but he's told him to, no, go back, steady, have a shot from just inside forward 50. So Matt Cottrell putting his running game to real good effect there. So what can he conjure up here, Matt Cottrell? It's not a bad set shot at goal. Remember a couple of years ago he kicked the match-winning set shot against Sydney. And that is a fantastic kick. Matt Cottrell with his second of the game and his second of the final quarter. 2 important goals for his team. And the Blues skip away now. 9 minutes gone in this final term. They go to 14-8-92. The Suns 7-17-59. And that should be all she wrote here at Petrevski-Seton Stadium. 9.5 minutes gone in this final quarter. So the accurate goal kicking from the Blues has been a big difference in this clash. Has been the main difference in this clash. So Nunes from the restart with a kick towards half forward. It's a good one. Ball inside forward 50. Glass McCasker could have taken on the second bite. Had it well fisted away from him again. Surely Cottrell not for a third. No. His kick skews off the side of his boot and goes out of bounds out of bounds on the full, and it'll be Mac Andrews to take the free kick. So Andrews, he goes short. Caleb Graham on the Rebel logo here at full back for the Suns. And Cottrell, jeez, he almost chased him down. Shannon's going to go up and try to effect the spoil, and he does. And Matt Shannon does really well. And the Blues lock this ball inside their forward half. And they'll go again. 11 minutes gone in this final quarter. Cripps now in the ruck duty for the Blues. With a little handball out. Only went as far as Flanders. His handball towards Jeffrey. Back to Flanders. Handball was okay. Now Paula Hay. He can go inside forward 50. Gee, it's a wonky old kick. Parks read it best. On his knees, dives and takes the chest mark. He comes inside. Kick is okay. Works its way to Xavier Marr. Really like the way Parks has tried to bite off those low darting 45-degree kicks. Probably an area of his game he really needed to work on, a focus area of his, and he's really improved that coming into season 2022. And a free kick will go the way of Carlton here, holding the ball. So free kick will be taken by Trudgett. Fans his ball out wide to Handley. And he goes short towards Xavier Marr. So Marr with a low ball up towards half forward. Trudgett had it well fisted away from him. And we'll have it tossed in. Outer side here at Petrevski-Seton Stadium. As a crowd just slowly starting to build up here for this 4 AFL game between the Suns and the Blues. Carlton obviously 3-0 undefeated. The Suns 1-2 coming into this clash. So from the restart, Kemp won the handball towards Handley. He goes inside forward 50. Cottrell coming across his opponent, but the mark has been paid. So short ball from Caleb Graham. Mac Andrews to Sandy Brock. Goes with a short pass to Hollands, to Murtagh. Lace out ball to Sam Day. Takes a mark on the second attempt in front of Aku. Handball back to Murtagh, who followed up. He goes up towards half-back. Stocker dropped the chest mark. His handball was well smothered there by Ned Stevens. Trying to burrow his way through there is Marr. May have been taken without it. Umpire is going to come in and say insufficient intent by Jeffrey. It's a stiff one there, but umpire was all over it. So free kick the way of the Blues. Josh Cripps and Murkov, the tall timber, up the line. And that's the direction in which it goes. Cripps goes up over his head. Mac Andrews there. Little handball back from Caleb Graham was okay. Jez McLennan Risky kick towards the middle. Cincotta did real well. Philp just bounced off his opponent. McPherson, though, had him all wrapped up. Just got the handball away, according to the umpire. Nunes with a shot towards goal. Is it going to go across the face? No, Mac Andrews is there to clean up on the last line of defence. And the Suns can reload here. Jeremy Sharp goes over the top. He's got Sexton. His Park's going to come across. Couldn't get there in time. Sexton out the back. He plays on. It's a handball to his target. Long ball inside forward 50 by Conroy, and getting out the back is Joel Jeffrey, and he goes short. Oh, goodness me. Burgess dropped the mark, and now the Blues are let in here, and Stocker's going to clean up the mess. Thumps it out from defensive 50, and Cottrell on centre wing. Well, that was just poor from the Suns, and now the Blues could be let in here. Nunes, Hurst steps around a few Suns, handball over the top, eluded his intended target, which was Swanee. He's wrapped up by Jess McLennan. Hurst went back in there. McAndrews handball over the top. Elijah Hollins bumped off the football. Trudge it in there for the Blues, trying to clean up the mess with Sandy Brock. They fan the ball out wide here, the Suns towards Sharp. His ball up the line is okay. Good fist away there from Parks. He's defended really well today. Wins back and fetches his own football. Kick a high, wide up towards half forward. Hurst sat under it, went back courageously with the flight of the ball. McPherson for the Suns was bumped off the footy by Cottrell. Geez, he's had a lively last quarter as Matt Cottrell. He'll take the resulting out of bounds on the full free kick. He can send the Blues inside forward 50 once again. His kick towards a hot spot. Murkoff the target. Moyles there as well. Goes back, couldn't take it. Nunes there for the Blues. Crocker with a tackle on his opponent. Umpire's going to cross himself. And we'll have a ball up. 15 and a half minutes gone in the final term. Blues lead at 14-8, play 7-17. Murkoff just plucked it out of the ruck. Dropped it, umpire said play on. And we'll have yet another stoppage. Xavier Maher laying the tackle. So from the restart, Murkoff won the tap. Little handball, they flirt with danger here, the Suns. McAndrews, handball was okay, and the kick comes out towards Sharp again. Had a fair bit of the ball in the last few minutes of Sharp. Goes with a kick up the line, it's a good one as well. Pulled away, takes the mark across half back. Sharp calling for the football again. Handball was just behind him, was okay though. It's a handball over the top, and now the Suns can go towards half forward. Parks went up through his hands. Stocker 3-on-2 in favour of the Blues. Suns get numbers around the ball though. Sexton wins possession. His kick towards the top of the goal square. Is this going to go through? No, just bounces away there from Markov. He's going to try and paddle it out and keep it out in front of him. Shannon did well defensively. Markov still trying to fish the ball back. He's besieged by about 2 Blues, and he's taken high. Ned Cahill didn't like it, but the umpire said you clipped him over the shoulder. And Markov will have a shot on goal from about 30 to 35 metres out. Tight angle, but that wind, that blustery wind that we spoke of earlier in the game, it just slowly started to die down. So Markov, steady approach. Can he kick the Suns 8? No, it's across the face. He can kick their 18th behind though. 7-18-60 to 14-8-92. 32-point lead to the Blues. 18 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. And it'll be that man again, Liam Stocker. He thumps this one up the line towards half-back. A huge pack of players go up for this. Kemp through his hands. Trudgeon is taken high, and he's going to take the advantage. Ned Cahill out the back, and he has got Nunes, who could run into a paddock. Crocker sprinting out the back. Nunes takes a bounce, takes 2 bounces, runs to 35 metres. Little kick inside's a beauty. Cahill over the top. Crocker, did he just kick that before the goal line? He did. So Crocker gets his 4th of the day as the Blues rip out the back. 15-8-98 to the Suns, 7-18-60. And it is now certainly an unassailable lead for the Blues. And they look like they're going to go 3-0 in the VFL. And that top spot is definitely back on the cards for the Blues. They will go to top spot if they can hold on by this margin. They'll extend out their percentage as well. The current percentage, or coming into this game, a percentage of 187.1. And they will definitely go top of the VFL table with a win here. So, exciting times ahead for Carlton fans. Daniel O'Keefe has got his Chargers humming away in the VFL at the moment. Really good to see that there's been a lot of involvement from the VFL listed boys as well. And there's another one of them, Hanley, to Kemp. Comes out the back, flying shot at goal here. Don't tell me it's another one. No, it's across the face. Flying shot at goal from Ned Cahill. So Blues creep closer to the ton. 15-9-99 to 7-18-60. So the Suns to McPherson. And is the umpire going to call 50 for the standing free kick? No. McPherson wanted it though. He goes short. Jez McLennan. Handball back to McPherson. His kick over the top to Burgess was okay. He gets a handball towards McAndrews. He's got time to pick it up, although he's bumped off the football really well by Lewis. Little tap towards Nunes, and Jez have just hunted in numbers here, the Blues. Cottrell's there to try and help out his teammate, but a really strong tackle. Tackle laid there by Murtagh. He goes back to relay his defensive duties. Cahill from the stoppage laid a tackle on his opponent. That was Flanders, who just got the handball away, and Cottrell will see it over the boundary line and out of play. He worked into this final quarter really well. It's been probably the main reason why the Blues have run away with this 39-point lead. He's kicked two crucial goals in this final quarter. Pushing forward of centre, really displaying that strong running game of his as well, and his finishing has been just as good. There he is again, Cottrell. But the handball came from Sharp. McPherson tried to take his opponent over the boundary line and out of play, but the handball is going to go out of bounds regardless. So we tick into time on here in this final term, round 3, Smithy's VFL action. If you've just joined us, it's the Blues by 39 points. Murkov on the tap. Paula Hay for the Suns, trying to barge his way through. Ned Cahill laying a tackle. Is that a dangerous tackle by Paula Hay? No. Umpire said it was all legal. Cottrell asking for the free kick. Umpire crosses himself and says, I'll ball it up. In between wing and half forward for the Gold Coast Suns. Murkov with the tap. Ball fans its way towards Handley. He gets a kick up the line. Hurst goes up and he takes the mark. So Cody Hurst, the ball over the top. Ned Cahill ripping out the back here. He's got options. He decided to go with a long ball inside forward 50. Nunes the target. He's wrapped up really well by Markov. He stepped out of the tackle though, and that's holding the ball this time. Tried to take on too many tacklers. McAndrews was the second of those. McPherson. He's plugged away all day, Darcy McPherson. Jeremy Sharp back inside. He's going to win the ball back as well, and now he's got plenty of space to work into. Ned Cahill, he's absolutely buggered after that effort before. So Flanders, handball over the top was okay, found Ned Stevens. Low darting ball inside forward 50. Moyle, thumping fist from Liam Stocker over the boundary line and out of play. And Dan O'Keefe will be very happy with that defensive effort so late in the game. That's a facet of the game that Liam Stocker has really developed over the last few years. A real competitor for the Blues. Loves getting down and dirty in the contest and is a beautiful user of the ball as well. Very positive game for him today. From the ruck contest though, Burgess just Cripps under the football, flying shot at goals. Going to stay towards that right hand side. and go through for one behind. So 7-19-61 the Suns. They have definitely kicked their way out of this game. 15-9-99 the Blues. 24 minutes gone in this fourth term. Liam Stocker to take the kick in, as he has been all day. And Nick Webb asking on the Twitter feed, where is Paddy Dow? He's definitely been taken off. I don't know if it's an injury, but he may have just been taken off with regards to rotations or potentially even a late inclusion into the Carlton side. So not 100% sure. We'll try and get a definitive answer, but definitely hasn't been on the ground in this last term. So the Suns work the ball out here through the middle. Kicked off the greatest from Jez McLennan. Handball out towards Stocker. He gets out towards his target, and now Cody Hurst. He's got Cottrell for company. Can he use Cottrell? He definitely can use Cottrell. Handball out in front of him. Had to take it with the one hand. Cottrell. He's got plenty of time and space to hit up Jesse Glass-McCasker. He's got Cody Hurst, who's running back towards the pocket, but he opts to go back and have a shot at goal. So, Jesse Glass-McCasker. Had a shot from a similar position early in this game and sprayed it. What can he do this time? He kicks a goal. So the Blues crack the ton yet again in season 2022. It's the second time they've done it. Consecutive games now. 16-9-105. They have skipped away with this one in the final quarter. 7-19-61 the Suns. 44-point lead to the Blues. And they have done it in this last quarter without one of the most prolific ball winners on the ground in Paddy Dow, who has come off and not taken any part in the final term. No news as to whether it's an injury. It may just be on restricted minutes with the AFL game to come as well. Was listed as an emergency for Carlton, so potentially a late change on the cards, but keep you updated as soon as we get any news with regards to that. So from the ruck contest, Conroy won it down for the Suns. Blues looked like they were going to get the clearance, but they do well here, the Suns. They go deep inside, forward 50. A couple of players go up for this one. Suns forward just, well, they do themselves out of it, unfortunately, there. And looks like one of the Suns forward has gone down with what looks to be a knee injury. Keep you updated with that as well. Ball works its way up towards the Carlton half forward line. Cahill kept it alive. Wayne Harm style. Cripps. Handball over to Kemp. He's got plenty of targets to choose from. Crocker. Glass-McCasker in the goal square. He couldn't let it go through. Oh, golly. Well, he went to take the mark. Crocker had definitely kicked the goal. And he went to take the mark, dropped it, grabbed it on the second attempt, but by the time he kicked it, it was over the line. So it goes down as a... Trying to work this way by hand, and that's almost holding the ball. Turnover City, though. Lewis trying to step around his opponent. Got the handball back towards Swanee. His kick is a tumbler up towards the top of the square. Kemp went up. But a good defensive mark. Last line of defence, Patrick Murtagh. So Jeffrey makes his way from the ground, and Riley Stone will come on for him. He had a massive collision there with Sam Day, and he's obviously either copped a horrible knock on the knee or he's landed very, very awkwardly. So from the restart, ball tossed in, and a flying shot at goal from Ma. Was it touched? No, umpire's called all clear. Suns players were begging with the umpire that it was touched, but Xavier Ma has kicked the goal. He's second of the day, and the Blues have opened up a massive lead here. It's 52 points. 17-11-113 to the Suns, 7-19-61. 29 minutes gone in this final term. And it's another one to Xavier Ma. He's definitely been one of the best on ground for the Blues. 27 touches for the young man in 53. To go with his 2 goals and 6 tackles as well. Had It's something that Daniel O'Keefe and Michael Voss have been talking about throughout the pre-season for the Blues. A hunt of the contest, chasing hard after the ball as well, winning your own football. That's exactly what Xavier Maher has done today. Really putting his hand up for that mid-season draft spot that the Blues have kept open. Nunes stole the ball off his opponent. Kick skewed off the side of his boot. Ed Cahill. It's really well wrapped up there. Good tackle. You can hear the crowd starting to build up. They call holding the ball for that, and they get it. Jez McLennan to take the resulting free kick. Will be to little avail, though, here. The Blues are going to come away with a very strong victory. And the final siren makes sure of it. Carlton regained top of the VFL table.